Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers review. Today I'm taking a look at a second figure from the Combiners War line. It's Silverbolt. Now, first impressions of this guy, even in the packaging, I think I like him a lot more than Prime. Don't get me wrong, I love that Optimus Prime mold, but Silverbolt, that's just some G1 goodness right there. Let's take a quick look around the box. Corner here we've got the artwork like we did with the Optimus Prime. Again, really nice, a big black box there with the Generations logo at the top. Silverbolt at the bottom, 8 years plus, and Hasbro. On the side we've got a really nice artistic interpretation of Superion with this huge rifle. We've got Combiner Wars printed on the side. And we've got here 3-5. Now the same thing is printed on the Optimus Prime. That confused me. I assumed that 3 was going to be the kind of the figure issue, what his number was in the series. But if we take a look around to the back, basically 3 just states the middle figure. Because you've got drag strip labelled as 1 here, and drag strip labelled as 5 there. I'm guessing it just kind of means that your 3 figures are your Voyagers, which are your torsos, and the other 4 are just limbs. We've got a very small bio on Silverbolt, saying he's part of the aerial bots and he forms Superion. And again, Hasbro try and impress us by telling it's 15 steps to transform him. The schematic drawing of Superion there with Dragstrip as a donor, I guess, does actually look really good. And I've seen some really nice pictures of guys that have got pretty much the full set, all bar the arm. And Superion looks absolutely fantastic. I honestly cannot wait to complete him. On the side and the top of the box we have the Flaming Autobot logo. And on the bottom of the box we've got your basic copyright information, who owns what licenses, and yes, this is an authentic Transformer. Enough about the box, let's get this plastic joy out. Once we've got all of the cable ties off this guy, he comes with a nice, colourful instruction manual. Again, very simplistic, and the instructions are now very reminiscent of what we get with the third parties, with the kind of red shaded off areas. I really like the new instructions. You get the card with a very nice artwork there of Silverbolt, and I've been told that the actual art is very reminiscent of that in the game, and it's actually a very good representation, so I really do need to check out that game, don't I? And we also get Silverbolt himself and his rifle, and there are a few things you need to do to Silverbolt when you get him out. This is exactly how he comes out of the package. You can fold his wings back like so. Again, instantly I prefer this to the Generations version. Don't get me wrong, the big Voyager, was he a Voyager or was he an Ultra? I think it was an Ultra, wasn't he? Silverbolt that we got was fantastic. He really did look the part, but I hated the fact that that backpack was just so static on him. Instantly this guy is slim and sexy. Just come round to the feet, and you want to just pop the heel spurs out just like so, and again on this foot just like so. He does stand without the heel spurs out, but it just gives him just a little bit more range and flexibility when you're posing him. And there you go, there is Silverbolt. Now, as amazing as a homage that this Silverbolt is, he is definitely not without his faults. As soon as I've got him out of the packaging, the arms, they are painted up so thick, very much like I had with the Optimus Prime backpack, that as soon as I bent the actual elbow, the paint came away. I've got a paint chip here, and the paint was actually still stuck on there. It's literally been painted, pressed into that position, and as I pulled that away, bending the elbow joint, which is on friction joint, the paint actually came away, which is a little disappointing. I don't really know why they painted it up like this. Why not use this same plastic as they used for this ratchet joint here? It just seems unnecessary. That happened with both of those arms, which is really a shame. Again, if we look at the legs, they again are painted up in this very high gloss. I appreciate that they are painting things, but I mean, do we really need it painted up? It's just I think kind of just pretty much painting it for the sake of it, because if you look on the inside of the leg, it looks like it's cast in a very, very similar shade of plastic anyway. The legs themselves, they do bend quite nicely. There was no paint rubbing on those at all. I just want to show you that face sculpt. I mean, this is one of the things that impressed me the most. I absolutely love the sculpt on that. That really is such a great homage to the Generation 1 cartoon. I think they've captured an extremely good likeness while still bringing the figure forward into the 21st century. Well done, Hasbro. You really have actually made an effort. Whilst we're zoomed right in, let's take a look at some of Silverbolt's articulation. His head, that's a good range of movement up there. Really nice downward movement. He can look at his smaller teammates left and right. I think it's on a ball. Don't quote me on that. Could be on a mushroom peg and a swivel. But it appears to kind of be on a ball joint. You've got some gorgeous joints on the arms. Oh, they sound so good. You've got the going up. A really nice ratchet joint there as well. You've got a bicep swivel. You've got a nice deep elbow joint, and it does go quite straight and kind of locks into place. Unfortunately, we do have monkey hands like we had with Optimus Prime. No swivel, just the in and out motion. No waist swivel. I assume it's because of this transformation with the Superion head and everything being stored in there, but I would have really liked some sort of waist swivel there. Maybe if they'd lowered the crotch section somewhat and put a peg in there so it would rotate. Ah, that is a shame, isn't it? We get down to the legs. We've got really, really nice joints there again. And out. Forward motion. Really nice range there. Backwards motion, yeah, not so much. You're going to get up that far and you're going to hit the plain kibble, unfortunately. You do have a thigh rotation, and the joints on the knees. See, again, you've got the back kibble on these wings here. You can bend it over so you can get him up to kind of this sort of pose. So if you've got a flight stand, he could be kind of jumping up and flying pretty good. But it's just this back kibble. There is, although it's a lot smaller than what we got with the Ultra Class figure, it's still a fair bit of kibble. Oh, I can still forgive that though because he looks so nice. You do have heel spur movement, and you do have a little bit of a movement on the toe there. That's about all you're going to get, and there's no rotation there. But that aside, he looks so good. Just taking a good look around Silverbolt, I am actually really, really impressed by his aesthetics. And although the articulation is a little bit hindered by that kibble, you can still get him in some really nice poses. I would have liked a flight stand. These are the aerial bots. It would be nice to get the planes and jets and even the bots themselves in some sort of flying poses. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't cost Hasbro an awful lot to put a little stand in there, as they've done it with some of the Marvel Legends. I really like how he can hold that gun. It does sit a lot better in the hand than the Optimus Prime gun did, and I store the second half of the gun on his back. Just keeps it out of the way. It doesn't really look like a good gun on its own. I just think it does fit in quite nicely, and it kind of hides a little bit of that jet former bit on the back there. Now, another option for the weapon storage, you can have it sitting up at the back here. You then got that kind of look behind the head there, and you can have the gun kind of at the shaft of his butt, I don't know. But it does kind of help him stand and kind of acts as a support if you want to get him in some kind of running poses. I do like to kind of join the gun back together and have that plugged in on the back there. It just kind of reminds me of something that he can just kind of reach over, and he can then grab the gun and just pull it out. That's build the gun back together. It's very, very simple to place these back together. Just get the gun up the right way and just slide it in like so. I mean, it's a really, really nice representation of the Superion gun. It's a good nod to the G1 toy, and it does look very similar to that was used in the animation. Yep, just plug that in the back there. You can have it like so, and I'd like to have it displayed like that, as if he's going to reach around and grab it. I mean, he's got a fairly good reach, but the fact that he's got those monkey fists means he can't quite bend them and pick up his own gun. Height-wise, he's a little bit shorter than Chunky Monkey Prime, albeit I've got Chunky Monkeymus Prime's head on there. And he is a little bit taller than the Classics Voyager Optimus. His actual build himself, he's actually quite buff in comparison to some of the older classics. But again, Prime is a really big torso bot, and when you put him in comparison to the sleek, kind of nimble look of Silverbolt there, you can see that there's going to be such a difference when these two guys form the torsos. And just for good show, here he is with his G1-ish counterpart. And like I did with the Optimus Prime review, I'm going to start off by getting this guy turned into his combined torso mode. So what you want to do, you want to flick this chest section down. You can just pull this Silverbolt head, and that will pull this whole front section forwards. At this point you can then rotate the head backwards. Doesn't appear to be any stress or anything on there. The pin itself, again, a little bit of paint flaking around the pin there. And once that's down, you could push the head fully down and push this section back in. That will tab into place, and that will be plush. As you can see, that of this arm, what you need to do, you need to straighten out his arms, rotate them all the way around. Those joints are so nice. Click that up, and you want to bring the arm round at the elbow so that these yellow sections, yellowy orange, aren't they, are facing forward. Bend his monkey hands backwards, like so, and like so. Come around to the back of the legs, and there's this flap here. Just open that flap up. You then want to cave in the foot spur, and then flip the feet back round, and that's going to just cover up that section there. You're then going to come round to the leg. You're going to rotate it round, so this section and this section are facing towards us, and we're then going to bend it down and bend the knee, and as we bend the knee, this section here is actually going to tab in. There's a small slot just, where are we? There, you see that? Just where my finger is? And this tab here is just going to slide in and tab in there like so. Now the next task is to get the Superion head out. It's meant to just flick out, but there's nothing really to grab hold of. Now I watched Rob's review, and basically what he did, he pulled the Silverbolt head down again, so the Silverbolt head is just in there, isn't it? So we just open up that chest section, and if we flip the Silverbolt head out slightly, you can get your fingers in there, and you can then just come in from the back and pop that out. It's fixed in there pretty tight, and then we can just pop Silverbolt's head back in and pop him back. But now we've got that Superion head out, and as we lift it up, it's on a double hinge. You see that hinge here? Bring it up, bend this section over, and as you bend it over, you get to these darn awful antennae, which are rubbery, horrible rubbery plastic. Bend the head over, and just tab that in behind the nose cone like so. Next, you want to get your nail just underneath Superion's crotch, and just flip this front panel up. That's going to form his lower torso, and as that comes up, just need to make sure the Silverbolt head is clear. The Silverbolt head needs to be pushed fully backwards, otherwise the red section will clip the back of his head. Push that up like so, and then we can slide these sections across. He says, there we go, one, and this side, come on, in you go, in you go, in you go, two, and that should, in theory, peg all in together. Then want to just come round to the arm sections, flip these down, and that's now exposed the combining ports for the arms. And wow, I'm sorry, but that is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic head sculpt. Absolutely love that. Kind of a limited range on there, no up and down movement, just a lot of left and right movement. These are darn awful. You can unscrew the head, it does come apart, and third parties will make antennas for these, that's without a doubt, because These are just awful. I was wondering if his visor came up. It doesn't. Mouth plate doesn't move. No. But either way, that's a really good resemblance of G1 Superion. My chest doesn't quite peg in perfectly. There's a very light gap there. Not really sure why, but all in all, this looks stunning. There we go. I've just adjusted the light there slightly so you can see fully around him. He does look good, and these combiner ports, they're spring-loaded. So imagine when they slide in, that's going to spring back, and it's going to be a good solid join. That's a good torso. You know, I'm really liking that. I don't like these monkey feet. I'm assuming that maybe they'll plug into the back of the legs. I don't know. I don't know. I just wish they could have done something a little bit more with those fists. But all in all, that's a brilliant, fantastic looking Superion torso. Here's the torso next to Prime and Troll, just to give you guys an idea of scale. I mean, he's going to be about the same sort of size, I think, as some of the third-party combiners, which is a good step in the right direction for Hasbro. Right, let's quickly get this guy back into his robot mode, then we can get him sorted into his jet mode. So what you want to do, you want to unfold these center sections, just pull back on this tab at the top here. That allows those to move freely. Rock those back like so and like so. This section that we folded up to fill in that void, you can now rock that back. And at this point, I normally just pull back the head section there. We can then unplug and rock down Superion's head. And you want to bend his little plastic, rubbery, horrible antennae back. Plug those into place. Come round, flip his head up, and plug that section back into place. And yeah, it is odd as it looks. And we're going to flip him round. We're going to come round to the legs. We're going to bring those unplugging there. Bring that, turn it round. Going to come round to the back. Going to flip the legs back in. Come on, I ain't got no nails. I always get this section stuck. Come on, out you come. There we go. Just push from the bottom. Flip the heel spurs out. Close that back of the leg section up, covering up that gap. Nice little touch there, Hasbro. Again, come round to the back of the leg. Push from the bottom. Get that heel out. Like so. Close that back up. Come round to the arms. Rotate, 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 rotate. Bring out. Fist down. Arms bend. Paint chips. Telling that how it is. Right, there we go. There he is back in his robot mode. Yeah, I do like the way they cover the back of the legs. I think it's a nice little touch. Like they did with Optimus. Optimus had nice solid legs. Everything was covered. And I think it's important. I think it's good that they're making the effort to hide some of those gappy areas. Right, from robot to jet mode, we're going to pretty much do most of what we did for the torso. And you know, it's got like little Superion nipples. Flip the head down, flip the head back inside the torso, shut that up, close that up. This time we're going to grab the arms, we're going to bring them up, and we're going to rotate the arms around like so. Going to bring that arm up, take the arms up so these holes are facing forward. We're going to turn him round, go back to these legs, flip them open, heel spur in, foot rotates. Same with this side, flap open, heel spur in, foot rotates. Remember this tab? We're going to pop that back in that hole like we had it in the torso mode. So rock this back, slide that round, tab that in. We're going to do that at both sides. So rotate this leg round, tab, round, 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 tabbed in like so. And making sure that the combiner flaps are closed. I left mine open. We're going to bring these arms down and they're just going to basically click at the elbow, he says. Come on. Oh, very tight joints. And that black tab is just going to sit in there. It's just basically friction that's holding these in at the moment. But it will peg into the wing sections. Look at all that paint rub, look. Ah, silly glossy paint. Going to pop that in there, make sure that flap is down, and that's just going to sit down like so. There we go. God, that's really miffed me off, that paint. There we go. That's going to sit down. And now we're going to bring these side wings down. That's going to tab into the arm, which is going to hold and secure that into place. Again, this side, bring that down, hold and secure that into place. Come round to the front of the plane, rocking it down, rotate it round. He says, like so. There we go, there's the front of the jet. And then we can just sort out the tail fin by flipping that section up. And there we go, that is our Superion Silverbolt. Yeah, Silverbolt from the aerial bots with severe paint damage on the really badly painted arms. Well, it's one of those things. I'm not going to knock it, it's still an amazing toy. It still looks the bee's knees. It's just be careful of your paint, guys. There, Hasbro obviously cannot paint for the life of them. Yes, we do appear to have a robot underneath a jet, but I'm actually okay with that. It was the same with the G1 toy. It was pretty much identical with the Ultra Class figure, and hey, this one's got a bendy nose. That's awesome. That's like real Concorde-ish. I'm shot to bits. It's been a long day. Anyway, yes, we have the kind of transferred Autobot logos on this. They're not stickers like we got with Optimus Prime, which is good because I didn't like stickers. I love the way they've highlighted these jets on the back here. The real, like the tail fin itself, it's kind of like Concorde, isn't it? But it's beyond Concorde. It's kind of like a supersonic Autobot. They haven't kept it realistic. They've kept it somewhat futuristic, and I think that's a good decision. It's kind of brought the aerial bots, I guess, to the modern age. I mean, they were made in the 80s. Vector Sigma was obviously a fan of of what was going on in the 80s, and when they were built from spaceships, why did they change them to Earth-looking planes? Why? I mean, why? They were really cool spaceships anyway. But yes, there we go. That is Silverbolt in his jet mode. It's a really nice vehicle mode. It's not the biggest vehicle mode in the world. I mean, you take a look at Springer. You can see, I mean, they're not going to be in scale, but jet formers, unless you can actually defy the laws of physics and shrink, then jet formers and cars are never going to be in scale in both Autobot, Robot and Autobot vehicle modes. You can bring your deluxes in. The deluxes are slightly better, although this does look like a scene from Thunderbird. It's got like Lady Penelope and Thunderbird 7. But yes, I'm rambling on. It's a really good toy. I really can't wait to get the others in the set. Superion's going to look fantastic. These are really solid. Hasbro haven't made toys this solid and this robust for a very long time. Even the rubber nose cone feels good. It feels like it's hard wearing. The details on this are extremely good. I mean, they've painted up these windows, and they've got the window shafts going all the way down the side of the plane. The vents are really nice. Some really nice panel lining work there. Could do with a touch of black watered down paint in there just to bring those out. But I'll leave that to the customizing geniuses to show us what they can come up with. Now the weapon can fit on in jet mode. Both of those line up nicely. Just plug that in, and he says, as I pop that out and plug that one in as well, there we go. There we go, and that does look okay. I kind of like that. It's kind of a huge jet with a cannon on the front. I mean, what do you guys think? I think this is a good step for Hasbro. They're building solid toys. They're putting effort in. They're listening to the fans. Are they too late with these combiners? Have we already got a good Superion with Uranus? Or are you guys looking forward to seeing what else they can come out with? Are they going to come out with a Devastator? Are we going to get a Bruticus? I mean, if they stay this type of quality, this type of build, and using kind of this aesthetic, I'm definitely in. I honestly can't wait. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, from myself and Silverbolt, goodbye.